I gotta say one.
What is y'all doing here? What is y'all doing here? Hey. Hey to all my girls. I missed y'all. I look so cute. We have so much to talk about in so little time. I'm gonna say welcome back to another episode of Chrisdia TV, but the channel is called Chrisdia ENT. Life with Crisis was cute, but it's not grown. You feel me? The little baby names talking about some life with crisis. Like, there's no crisis over here. I found God. I don't got no crisis no more. Welcome back to another episode of Chrisdia TV. I'm Chrisdia. Chrisdia is me. Been that girl, still that girl, forever that girl. Because apparently every 4 months I got to change my intro. But I promise this is the last time I'm finna change it. Yes, it's the last time. Like, by the end of the year, I need to figure out my brand and all of that. So we still in the trial and error phases. How y'all doing? Oh my God, I missed y'all. I haven't sat down. And I know y'all see I'm in a little new area. Period. I got my desk situated. I'm gonna post a TikTok of me setting up my creative space. And also, my channel is also taking a turn, you know what I mean? It's not going to be like a vlog-based channel. It's going to be like sit down, makeup videos, in which I will tell stories, you feel me? There's this lady I watch on YouTube. Her mukbang channel is eating pretty mukbangs, and she just eats seafood and she tells true crime stories about like For My Man, Fatal Attraction, stuff like that. And I, for one, don't really partake in king crab legs ever. But I will sit there and I will watch her crack them crab legs open, and I will listen to the story. And I watch Bailey Sarian. I know y'all know who Bailey Sarian is. She does her makeup and she tells stories about like, it's also true crime, but it's more like serial killers. And so I decided to go ahead and do myself a combination, right? I haven't decided yet to fully just talk about true crime. Today I'm gonna be talking about true crime though, because I watched this episode of For My Man, which this should be like from Fatal Attraction or something, because she didn't really do nothing for her man, but whatever. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your mom, your dad, your granny, nanny, your cat, your dog, and your rabbit. Let them know how it go on this channel. That's never gonna change. Like, I'm always gonna tell you to let your granny and your rabbit know, because everybody has to know that Chrisdia TV is back. You know, I always be like, she's back, but seriously, y'all, the seasonal depression had me, you know, I was bound. But the Lord is stronger. He is indeed. But he really did his big one. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel so much better, so much more energized. That's really just not the point of this video today. I'm going back to school. The semester has started. It's like 5 something right now. My class is at 6:25 p.m. But I'm just gonna do my makeup for y'all. I'm not doing makeup like every day to go to class, but I really have class during the last 6 hours of the day. Like, I have no reason to go there looking like I just rolled out of bed. I have to look refreshed, which indeed I do. I got me a vanity mirror. Is so cute. Oh, by the way, I don't know, I think I want to call these ENT Tuesdays. Like, I have tea and tea in my story on a Tuesday. And I also started a series on my Instagram and my TikTok called Twitty Fridays, where I just cook a meal, I record me. So the story is from For My Man. And again, like I said, it should be called For My Woman, because that girl didn't do nothing. So there was this girl named Vicky. She was 28. She had 2 kids, a boy that was 9 years old and a girl that was 4. Vicky had gotten divorced early, so, because mind you, she was 28 and her first child was 9. So she had gotten married when she was very, very young. And marriage ended up going sour. She was trying to get her life together. She was trying to get on her Zoom because she got them 2 kids to take care of, you know what I mean? So she ended up getting a job at the housing, what do they call it? I'm gonna call it the housing department. Getting a job there, which it was a government job. So, you know, she was making herself a good little check. She was taking care of her and her kids. And when everything was stable for her, like, she got a house and all of that, she was like, where's the man? Like, maybe I need some love. She said she got an itch to scratch down below, and she's not the one who could scratch herself. You feel me? She a 28-year-old young-term baddie, and she got no man. One day, she out with her kids, I don't remember where they said they was going, but they run into LeBron. Unfortunately for her, it was not LeBron James. It was just LeBron, this 22-year-old light-skinned boy, which once he was light-skinned, she should have just did a U-turn and headed out the door. Once she found out he was 22, she should have did a U-turn and headed out the door. And you know what? In her defense, in the little scene, LeBron bent down and gave her daughter back her little teddy bear or something that fell on the floor. And Vicky was like, oh my goodness, like, he's so good with the kids. She made a little joke. She was like, you know, it's so hard for her to wrangle both of them by herself sometimes. And he was like, oh, well, I love kids. What's their names? Then they chatting it up. Boom, he said, let me take you out. She said, oh, really? Okay. So one date turns into, like, they posted up together. And less than a year later, she got married. They married, they living together. You know, they're in this little honeymoon stage or whatever. He helping her with the kids. It's like, everything is good for everybody, right? Now, less than a year later, it's like, they always focused on the kids. They always focused on work. They got no time for each other. And unfortunately, the itch started going untreated. They drifted apart, you know? So LeBron ended up moving out. I'm guessing like LeBron was still there for the kids, as he should. That's what the show said. They started to realize that maybe they could rekindle the flame. So they potentially working on getting back together. One morning, Vicky's parents called Vicky's older brother. We're gonna call him Marcus. Vicky's kids just called and said their mama's not home. And mind you, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. The kids gotta get ready to go to school. They woke up and their mama is not here. She's nowhere to be found. Uncle Marcus come over and he told the kids, you know, everything is gonna be okay. Which once he said that, I was like, I don't know why you gonna tell the kids that, because maybe this is just for reenactment purposes, but me personally, I was just like, y'all should have did this a little better. He said maybe his sister had went in for early for work. So he called the job first, and the job was like, she did not come to work. And so that's when some alarm bells started going off for him, because he like, she always go to work on time every single day. And if she's not there and she's not here with her kids, because she's not the type of person to leave her kids alone, where is she? We called the police, and he reports his sister missing. And mind you, the kids are sitting right here. He talking to the police right here. He said, I have a feeling something's terribly wrong. I was like, you just told the kids everything's gonna be all right. What you mean something is terribly wrong? The police get over there. They start investigating and all of that, right? And they notice that her car is still parked in the driveway. So they start looking around the car. When they open the door, they just got this big whiff of gasoline. And me personally, if I smelled it, I would have been like, because gasoline smells good. But them, they was like, that stinks. This is suspect. Go around to the rear of the car, and in the rear bumper, there's a branch sticking out of the back. And really paying no mind until they looking around. She ain't got no bushes. She don't got no trees. She just got grass. They sent it over to for evidence, whatever. Asked the brother, like, do you know anyone who would know of her whereabouts? And he's like, you can ask her her husband, but just so you know, like, her and LeBron are not together, like, they're actually separated. So they call LeBron down to the station, and LeBron get there and he like, oh my god, where's my wife, I gotta help me. And I'm like, is he grieving or is he just doing too much? The detectives, I guess they was kind of going with the flow here, so they like tell us like what's going on. Like, we heard that you and Vicky are separated, and he's like, yeah, but we're actually working on getting back to where we need to be. Like, there's actually hope for us. He was like, I don't think this is the end of our marriage. And they asked him, so how did you find out that she was missing? And he was like, he actually knew that something was wrong all day, because he's been calling her since 5 a.m. and she has not answered. So apparently every morning at 5 o'clock, since he didn't have a car, she would drive over to his house and pick him up at 5 o'clock in the morning and bring him to work before she went to work. And I'm like, well, that's some commitment, child. Whatever. He like, yeah, she didn't show up at 5 a.m. He called her. He spent an hour calling her and she never answered. So he ended up finding another ride to go to work. Detectives asked him, so can you think of anyone who would want to hurt your wife? And he was like, actually, she's seeing a new dude. His name is Virgil. And the detective was like, oh, really? How do you feel about her seeing this new dude? If you're saying that y'all about to get back together, why is she hanging out with Virgil? He basically said, like, he know it's not gonna last. He don't got no pressure. Like, he don't feel no heat. Like, he's cool. He said he's not bothered because he's him. That's what he said, essentially. Like, that's my lady. Like, I don't really care. He said, if anything, Virgil is jealous because he know I got it like that. He know that I'm the one who's scratching the itch for real. So Yeah. So he like, Virgil's so jealous. Like, he actually doesn't like the fact that I'm still in Vicky's life. He had told them that the night before Vicky disappeared, Sunday night, she was with Virgil. He saw them in town riding around in Virgil's truck. Y'all better be paying attention, because I'm not going back to what I said before. If you missed it, you missed it. So they call up Virgil. They say, hey, brother, so we heard that you was dating this man's wife and she's missing. Dating this man's wife? What is you talking about? He was like, I've been friends with Vicky since forever, and I actually just came back from a tour in the Middle East. That's her stands. That's what the man said verbatim. It's like, I saw her, we was just hanging out, we was kicking it just like old times, but it was never nothing weird. He said, matter of fact, where did you get that from? Her husband's pointing a finger at you, like he's saying you are the culprit. And he like, oh, well, that's coincidental, because he's the one that's jealous. He's the one that's always popping up on us when we hanging out, thinking that we doing the deed, and I'm the one scratching the itch, when in reality, that's my sis. For real. And we're like, oh, so tell us more. He like, one day they standing on the porch, him and Vicky, they standing on the porch of her parents' house. They just, you know, drinking beers, cracking jokes. Pickup truck pull up. And I was like, You said you don't got no car, that's why she picked you up at 5 a.m. How did you get a pickup truck to be riding up and down the street? Whose car was that? It's either you a thief or you a liar. Either way, you going to jail. They chilling on the porch, they drinking beers, and then LeBron pull up. He start driving on the street, busting U-turns, driving up and down the street, back and forth, back and forth. He stopped and he was like, I know what you doing. I could see you. Don't think I can't see you. And he was like, don't let me catch you. Because if I catch you.
When I catch you?
Yeah. Yeah. And she was like, boy, get the hell out of here. Like, go about your business. Like, I'm here drinking Coronas with my friend, with my bro, we cracking jokes, and you trying to be weird. Go home. Oh, dude, look at her arm. She got a bruise. And then after that, he would look at her neck. She got a bruise. They would hang out after that. She got a bruise on her leg. And he's like, what's going on? She like, oh, nothing. So he told the police all of this. And the police didn't just want to, you know, run with what he said. Because at this point, it's, he said. LeBron said it's, what's his name? Virgil, yes. LeBron said it's Virgil. Virgil said it's LeBron. So the police can't really, you know, take what LeBron said and what Virgil said. So they need proof. They start digging into LeBron's past. Child, why LeBron got domestic violence and assault charges? The man is 22. Before 18, like, it's not necessarily on your record as a felony. So how many women was you with beating up in the last 4 years, friend? Yeah, so once they see that, they were like, oh yeah, like the detectives, they felt like they struck some gold. They was like, oh, we good. So they go over to LeBron's house. They call LeBron, actually. Mind you, the first time when they called LeBron, and he was so willing to go in there and talk to them and chop it up and cry and this, that, and the third. Now they called him again. His phone saying, dear. So they was like, oh, okay, so we're going to go see you. So they go to his house. LeBron is not there. You feel me? When they walk up the driveway, they looking across the grass and stuff. LeBron got some bushes, child. And his bushes matched the stick that they found in the rear bumper. The cadaver dog, he come out and he walking straight to the shed. Not gonna lie, I thought they had him. I thought they was gonna walk back there and they was gonna find her body. Unfortunately, they walked back there. They opened the shed. The shed is clean. They put the luminol all over the thing, all the chemicals. Ain't nothing there, girl. And they're like, well, I don't know if this cadaver dog is broken, but he keep barking like he smells something. And at this point, it's like they hit a roadblock. Case goes cold, unfortunately. 2 years later, Vicky's boss from the housing authority, that's what it's called. She go over there to the police department and she's like, I have something to say. And ever since Vicky died, like, I knew I had to say it. It's something that Vicky said to her, and they're like, okay, what did she say? And she said, Vicky done told her she thinks that LeBron would kill her. Whoa. So tell us more. What's the story? And she said, on Friday when she was at work with Vicky, her phone, her work phone kept going off. It was LeBron. And she was like, let me just answer him. Like, hopefully that'll make him quit. So she answered, and essentially, like, he pestered her to go out to lunch with him. So she goes to this lunch, and she comes back. She got 11 roses. I don't know if he's broke or if he's corny, or if he's trying to be funny. But what's you supposed to do with 11 roses? You could even get her a dozen. Like, are you broke? Vicky, or like her mom said that if you receive 11 roses from someone, it's a sign of death, child. He essentially said that she understood that LeBron understood that he gave her the 11 roses for a reason, because the message that he gave it to her with, he said, I can have you, girl, no one can have you. Claudia said, like, she felt really weird about the whole situation. She told Vicky at the end of the day, when she's going home, like, be careful, see you Monday. And the police was like, whoa, this is a heavy story. Circumstantial evidence, essentially. That's what it was. It was circumstantial. Go back over there to LeBron house again. There's nothing there to really help them with their cause. You know, campus in the area, that kind of stuff. Then there's one lady, she said the morning that they're talking about, she was going to work at 5 a.m. and she heard a guy and a girl arguing. And she said she heard the girl yell, give me my effing keys. And she said she was rushing for work, so she really couldn't stay all too long and listen, so she just left. That puts a big fat hole in LeBron's story where he said Vicky didn't even show up because, like, they said they saw him arguing with a girl at 5 o'clock in the morning. Unless he got another lady bringing him to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not sure who it could have been. Unfortunately, the police ended up bringing the case to the district attorney of their town, and the district attorney said that the evidence was too circumstantial. Like, they're without a body, it's kind of near impossible. And they were like, unfortunately, they're going to need stronger evidence than this, especially if they're not going to have a body. They got a phone call from a detective, and the detective basically works with this cold case program that, like, basically detectives that want to participate, they end up looking into, like, for information on these cases that have gone cold, and then, like, they offer their help in any way that they can. So the detective said when the other detective had called him about the cold case, he knew that he was talking about Vicky's case. So the detective said, yeah, we're interested in helping you, like, find some information about this case. Multiple years after Miss Claudia came. Miss Claudia came in 1999. 2013, the detectives from the cold case thing had called him. And by then they had, like, more advanced DNA technology, that kind of stuff. So they were able to use that technology and retest her car. Vicky's car. They found that Vicky's blood was all over the seat. They had proof that the body was transferred to wherever she ended up in the car. But again, with no, like, body, the prosecutors was like, yeah, I'm sorry, friend, like, we can't really help you. So they have all this new evidence, right? All they're really waiting for here is a body. 2 years after that, it's 2015, and by this time, LeBron had moved to Texas, was married to a whole new lady, got him a job, this, that, and the third. A lady, she was doing some gardening, right? And her dog was playing around in the neighborhood, running around. Her dog come back to the backyard. He got a skull in his mouth, child. Now, I know dogs like to play with bones, but that's a crazy bone to pick up, Mr. Doggy Sir. You know, she had to go ahead and call the police. So the police come over there, they test the skull, and the detective said his case was always on his mind, you know. So when he heard that they found the skull, he was like, oh my gosh, it's Vicky. Behind the lady's house was this, like, forested area that the people in the town called Billy Goat's Hill, something like that. They throw trash over there, like water heaters, old stoves. They start searching in Billy Goat's Hill, right? And they ended up finding this naturally formed ditch, like nobody had dug it. Started pulling everything back, and underneath it they found more skeletal remains, which after the testing and the autopsy, it was Vicky. And they have found out that she was stabbed in the back of her neck, which automatically they was like, yeah, LeBron. They don't got no murder weapon, obviously. They don't got no fingerprints. So they go get LeBron, and they're like,
Did you kill that lady?
he was so, like, arrogant. He was getting me tight. I was like, sir, why is you acting? Assuming that the district attorney said that since they didn't have a murder weapon, like, they wanted to see if they could, like, present a pattern in his behavior. So they went to go look for some of his girlfriends. A bunch of them are repeating and repeating. Like, he has like violent tendencies, aggressive behavior. If Rita, Mia, Maria, Keisha, and that you be beating on them, I promise you, Vicky was no different. Met this one girlfriend that he had, we're gonna call her Kimmy. Kimmy said she actually was in a near-death experience with him twice. One time she tried to break up with him. The boy gonna take her to a bridge on the interstate, and he dangled her upside down off of the bridge by her legs. And he said, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. She like, no, baby, I'm kidding, I was joking. And then after that, she didn't want to have sex with him, and he took her somewhere, and he beat the crap out of her. Like, where did he take you? Billy Goat's Hill, child. Billy Goat's Hill. So they were like, when y'all was there, did it seem like he knew his way around Billy Goat's Hill? Like, was it somewhere that he'd been before? And she was like, yeah, like, that was his spot. LeBron, we spoke to A, B, C, and D, and they all said that you beat them up. How you mean to tell me this has nothing to do with you now that it's Vicky? It's not in my character. It's not in my demeanor, actually, he said verbatim. Did not admit to nothing. He just kept saying, no, 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 it's not me, it's not me. So they took him to trial. The jury's, you know, they listened to the witnesses. They listened to the evidence, and after 11 hours of deliberation, they found that man guilty as charged. I was literally like waiting to hear from him to say he went to jail for 99 years to life, but the video caught off, child. All of them character witnesses, I'm sure he got life, child. And they really caught him after 16 years. Like, the man thought he was lit for 16 years. That was my first little story time while I was on my makeup. I wonder if y'all like it. That was so fun, I'm not gonna lie. This is me after class. I just wanted to come and say goodbye. I finished the story, right? And then I went to check the time because I was basically done with my makeup. It was 6:01, child. My class starts at 6:25. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed my story time, and I hope y'all enjoyed this new segment that I'm doing on my channel, TNT Tuesdays. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share with your mom, your dad, your granny, your cat, your doggy, and rabbit. And with that being said, I'm gonna see y'all next Tuesday for our next one.